He doesn't have that on video, does he? We'll find out together on VideoFuzzy. Hiya, I'm Terry J. Amon, and welcome to this, my very first video installment of VideoFuzzy, my blog and affiliated podcast that takes my nearly 30 years of media collection and archive into about 2,500 plus DVDs and my efforts in cataloging them, along with my current collection, which I'm still filling up and getting and working through. Welcome to the show. This is where it all happens, basically. I pull up one of these DVDs that I've recorded over many years, and I mostly recorded between 2007 and 2012, and then this comes up, and I press play, and we turn that right off so that nobody gets any copyright issues, and then I see that it's some kind of episode of Dead Like Me, so I let it play for a while, and either I know what the last one was, or I pull up a scrap of dialogue and someone has posted a script service online, or I just basically try to figure out which episode that is, and then I go to my DVD screen and I go up to where I was last, and I figure out, oh hey, it's probably Reaper Madness, which was the one that was running at the end of the last disc, and this one picked up from the last tape that I transferred, and so that's probably what the episode is, and I will continue to go through that disc and find out what's on the disc, and then say where it is on the disc, and so later when I want to watch something I could say, oh hey, that's where that one was. So yay Ellen Muth. And as you saw at the beginning of the segment, this is my handy dandy keyboard, in which I can do all of my little section headings, Friday Night Feature, Current Collection, Classic Collection, and what I've been watching, and sort of break up the podcast a little bit, sort of like semi-regular categories, with hopefully less often corrections, and then also my By the Numbers segment and different things that happen. After I put my listings and information together over the course of a couple of weeks and get that uploaded to my blog listing on VideoFuzzy.blogspot.com, I also take some time, generally at a local coffee shop. I absolutely love the City Brew over here, and write up some thoughts and ideas and put some information together before I do my recording. And as I said earlier in one of my podcasts, I forgot to check which one it was. I had to put up a big sign for when I'm actually going through and recording this podcast that I remember to slow down, so that I'm not sounding like I've got a bus to catch or something. I mean, I just want to keep it light and conversational. Mostly I'm talking about a media collection that I've been going through and what I've been finding on it, and kind of share with you some of the things that I found that might be interesting, and talk to you a little bit about my thoughts about them. And, well, I was talking with a friend of mine near the beginning of this project, and I was talking to him about sort of the television that I've been recording over the years, and the tapes that I'd collected, and then all of the transfer process, and basically talking about what I'd been finding on it. And he said that it sounded like an interesting autobiographical process. And, frankly, as I've been going through it, I've been discovering that that's kind of what it's becoming, as I've been talking about the shows, but I've also been talking a little bit about my life and my reactions to the shows, and what led me to record them in the first place, what I find interesting about them, what I've been kind of disturbed by, maybe concerned about when I'm talking about them a little bit later, things that I've been discovering about them and myself. And I mean, honestly, yeah, you go back through 10 years, 20 years, 30 years of media, and what are you going to find that's of interest? Well, you know, some people will share some nostalgia, some people will share some memories. Oh, I remember that show. Or, oh, yeah, I remember him. He was good in that. Or, yeah, I remember her. She was a goof. But I also feel like you're going to be able to talk a little bit about your own reactions to the media and to the recordings and to the shows, and say, oh, yeah, I was really sorry to hear about that. Or, oh, yeah, I was really excited when that happened. Or, yeah, wow, I can't believe that came out about him, or something like that. So it's sort of like, yeah, the shows from 10, 20 years ago, they might just be nostalgia, but they can also talk about things that are going on today. And one of the things that sort of broke my heart is I've got nearly everything that Joss Whedon ever did for television recorded. I've got all of Dollhouse, I've got all of Buffy, I've got all of Angel, and I've got the Firefly disc set, and I got the Serenity, and I got all of that. And well, then it comes out that he may have had actually kind of a dark side to his personality, and I didn't hear a chorus of voices clamoring forth after his ex posted her blog entry saying, no, he was never like that, which kind of nailed that down for me. It just feels like, okay, well, on the one hand, you can really kind of admire a person, all the work that they did, and all the message that they spread of empowerment and vitality, and then also kind of accept and acknowledge that they're a flawed human being and they're going to have a dark side. Well, yeah, things that maybe they wouldn't have necessarily led the Christmas letter with when that kind of stuff comes out. And, well, I guess for me, I'm going to react to the media that they left behind, the work that they've done, and maybe be aware of the rest. It's certainly going to be a broad list, and it does not seem to be nearing the end. We just heard about Chris Hardwick, and certainly other people have made themselves difficult to admire. And we'll just kind of take the good with the bad. And one of the things that I think that I can do in this project is kind of look at past works and look at the people involved and kind of talk about what's going on with the world today. And I've tried not as hard as like I should maybe to keep this as apolitical as possible. There are certainly thoughts that I'm going to have, and I mean, there's a reason I recorded the things that I recorded in the first place, so we'll just start with that. And then, I mean, I'm going to have had a point of view, my point of view, and also there's stuff that I try to record so that I'm aware of it, and also that I can refer back to it if I need to do any fact checking. It's just like I know this is a small personal media project. It's just that some of the implications are larger, and I'm probably going to have well, things to say about them as the project continues. But anyway, I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you to Tom Rafferty for encouraging me to do a video segment. I initially had thought of just recording a podcast, but on video. And is no aspect of this show subjected to a laugh test at any point? Oh, there's an emergency? We'll make sure the engine room and the auxiliary engines are on opposite ends of the ship and shut everything down between them. Oh, the lab has developed a deadly virus? Let's vent it into the atmosphere for safety. Bureaucracy is a thing. Bad planning is a thing. Lord knows we humans are not always the best thinkers, and stuff that seems to make sense in one context looks pretty stupid in practice, and sometimes you need a means of padding out the plot, but seriously, these are such obvious design flaws. As I was having thoughts about that and some feedback from some other podcasters who've been doing this for a while that do the video as the video and then do your podcast as a podcast, but people don't need to watch you recording your podcast. So I just basically wanted to take this opportunity a year into this project to kind of show you the space I'm working in and kind of talk to you a little bit face to face, as it were. I do not dress like this ever, which is why I chose to take the opportunity tonight. And I just wanted to, well, thank everyone for the support and the encouragement that they've given me on the as I've continued this process. We're heading into the summer of 2018. I'm just hoping that you guys have a great summer and all the absolute best in everything that you're doing. And as you get a chance to comment or give me any feedback, or if you're going through my blog and you see a show that you want a little more information about, just let me know. If you hear me make a mistake, like I've had a fairly egregious one this past week that I had to completely remaster the episode and send it back out again. If you're hearing something that needs correction, let me know. I am always open to all the feedback that I can get. It's basically me and a couple thousand homemade DVDs and TV.com and IMDb out here, and I'm just doing my best. So keep me honest, keep me posted, and keep me current. We'll talk to you as the occasion arises, and it might be amazing, it might just be scuzzy. We'll find out together on VideoFuzzy. Thanks for tuning in. Happy viewing.